Yeah,
All right. What
Oh,
was the hypothetical?
we're gonna give him the hypothetical.
hold up. What was it again?
The meaning of
Let's see
life
this hypothetical.
is
What's the hypothetical,
is
guys?
life
I can't fucking.
meaningless? Okay.
There's no way that was the
Phrase
fucking
it.
question.
Phrase it in a better way, Brandon. Phrase it in a better
You know I'm not good with my words.
way. I'm getting all shy, Brandon. Come on.
That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. You pretty much said it.
All right, man. Get us started.
Is
Get the
is life worthless? No.
meaningless.
Meaningless? No.
Why?
Even the small shit you do is worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Like even cheering up someone's day, turns out that person you cheered up was like a really important figure, and that day they was having a horrible day. Turns out, you made their day from not killing themselves that day or some shit. Just for you living or something like that. And
Man, that
just
reminded me of
because
a creepypasta I
just
watched.
because you wouldn't live, uh, doesn't mean your children can't live better.
Interesting point,
Okay,
Brandon.
but this all ends one day. Why does it matter when it all ends?
It all ends one day, but our civilization will eventually evolve out of the system, solar system. I mean, and we'll eventually avoid death, the human
Mhm.
race at least. And what if you saying it's hopeless now, but turns out we're all the same person in the end, but we just wouldn't know because different life cycles or some shit. Not saying that's the case. I'm saying like to progress humanity as a humankind, I feel like that's kind of our goal in life is to help our future kids live a better life than us. Not saying ours was bad, but to keep humanity going. But sadly, people have taken it in the wrong direction, I can say. Not saying that like I feel like it could get better if we manage to do something about it. Right now, currently, uh it might seem that way, but in the future it might not be that way. Just like around when World War was around, I imagine a lot of people who wanted to kill themselves because there was just a whole bunch of war in their countries and shit. But here we are in a pretty easy life because our parents helped us out.
Alright, I had to tell my
Man,
grandparents bye. What happened?
What?
I wouldn't argue that it's meaningless, but
I wouldn't either,
it's just
but
a
I think it
hypothetical.
has some validity.
It's
I mean,
just some parts of your life might not have as much meaning as other parts.
yeah,
You might not see it that way in your perspective now, but maybe 100 years or 200 years from now, it could be one of the most important things. Just like someone fucking hated Hitler's drawings for being an art student, and here Hitler is being the worst person imaginable in most people's eyes.
Most people's.
we had to throw
Here's
that
how I
in.
see it. Here's how I see it. Meaning depends on where you see it from. If you're seeing it from like the lens of like a galaxy, for example, you're like, oh, we're meaningless, and yeah, in that aspect, I guess we are meaningless because we're not gonna do anything to that shit. We're
Yeah,
insignificant.
we aren't, but the
But
human race will. That's the
but
thing.
see, that's what I'm saying. Like it's perspective. Like in the perspective of like, oh, you and your family and your friends, then yeah, it is meaningful. Or
Yeah,
just
but
on
you
Earth in
also have to
general.
think about the fact
Well,
that we went through thousands and thousands of years of evolution just for you to possibly, well, just you thinking that right now. We went through thousands and thousands of lives. Well, not like thousands, more like billions and billions of lives, but many, 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 many generations. And
what if you have no kids? Then would you be meaningless?
I think
no,
everyone should have kids.
I wouldn't say that either.
I think everyone who is not disabled should have children.
Now that might be a little bit more agreeable, but still, I wouldn't say that
Why not?
because there will be eventually, probably like stability issues.
Overpopulation.
Yeah,
Population is a
overpopulation.
myth. Overpopulation is
No,
a myth.
yeah, I
We're
know,
actually declining in population.
I know, but I'm saying
How about this, man? Every
but,
white person.
but think about this. But think about this. The reason why we're
Yeah.
declining in population right now is because of the bisexuals and the gays
Right.
is
And
increasing.
trans.
No, I actually don't think that's
And
why. I
and
think
if
it's
you
because
say everyone
It's
were to
media.
have a baby, I imagine they would have multiple babies, some of them, which would increase the population by a lot if there wasn't any more gays.
So, man, I
Well-
mean, that's what they think, and that's why the media conveys it like that, because they are trying to stop population.
well, they just don't want people. They don't want white people having kids. That's why the population is dropping. And also, it's because their companies are so money hungry for people to work. They have two parents working, so no one could even take care of the kids if they did have
Right.
them. So most people have like one kid because that's all they can take care of.
It ain't like how it used to be. The man goes work. the
And
woman
also, it
stays
is
home.
right. I do kind of agree. Not that because gays are such a small percent of the population. I do think it is though like liberalization of like family. People don't like liberals don't like that big family thing. It's like frowned upon now.
Well, you also got to think that China uplifted the law of having more than one or more than two children, I think.
Hey Craig, remember that video?
Yeah, we don't want to talk about that video.
Eh?
There's a video of Chinese babies getting murdered, and we suspected it was because of the Chinese law.
Oh, the Chinese law at the time. Yeah, probably.
But it couldn't be because they would be more decayed.
What?
What? No, it's just an older video unless it's like a
New
Hello?
brand new fresh
2022.
one that. Does it say the date in the cam?
What?
Yeah, it was posted 2022.
Ah,
No.
gotcha.
No.
Well, just
Said it
it's
was like
posted.
some harvesting, like some
No!
organ harvesting, because they're like all cut open.
Well, the only thing I can think of is now all babies live, but that's still pretty
Why
suspicious.
would they be dumped in some place, like dungeon place?
Dumped in a dungeon place? More
Yeah,
like
they're
there's people who are outside abortion clinics that are waiting for dead fetuses.
So they just dump them in like a dungeon, in the water, in that dungeon.
Dude, that
No,
was like
I'm
a
saying
laboratory.
someone else does.
Yeah, it was a laboratory, wasn't it? But it looked like a dungeon.
It was. I actually agree with what that guy said. I think it was for organ harvesting.
Exactly.
I mean, I imagine baby organs are pretty valuable whenever you're trying to save your kid.
Yeah. China has the lowest organ donors, but they got like the highest like organ transplant rate.
Interesting.
Conspicuous
Yeah.
thing.
Very.
Well, they said that they take prisoners that aren't even like on death row, being sentenced to death, and they take them out and they'll kill them for their organs. And also like immigrants that are like illegal, they'll kill them because like can't trace it.
Dude, we need to find something we don't agree on. We all agree on that life is meaning.
I wouldn't say it's meaningless.
Well,
I'd
we
just
agree that
say-
it isn't.
Oh, okay.
Connor!
Connor,
Yeah.
I
do
don't think it's meaningless.
you think it's meaningless, Connor?
I think some of it's meaningless.
Some of it is.
Some
I
of
would
it.
say. I would say for sure. I'd say even probably most of it.
Yeah, I'd probably say most of it's meaningless. Besides there's key points in your life that I feel like has a butterfly effect that you just wouldn't know until later.
I think every little thing has a little bit of meaning.
How about this? Free will. How about that?
Does free will exist?
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
good
yes,
thing.
we all agree. I think we all
True.
agree.
Like the truest free will would never exist.
I don't
But
know about it.
because the truest free will is like, all right, I get to murder that guy and I get no punishment.
Yeah.
And no one cares. Like no one's gonna be able to think that way. Humanity doesn't work that way.
Well,
So
is that really your will to kill that person?
no,
Dude, that
I'm saying like for psychopaths and for unstable people, that the world like that wouldn't exist. But for if there was more sane people, yes.
then
But
that's still free will because you're sane enough to know, hey, I'm not gonna do that.
I
That's
think
up.
that there's like a
yeah, but I'm
quote.
saying true free will is like to be able to do whatever you want, whenever you want, without
Yeah.
any care.
Sure.
You can, but you have to face consequences.
Yeah, that's not true free will. That is you're being constricted by something.
Okay, how
and
about
that's not
this?
free.
What
So you
about
have the
free
will to do
will?
it, but you also have the will to say, hey, I don't want to go to jail. That's your will.
How
Does that
about
make
this,
sense?
Brandon? Okay. How about the fact of there's a crit printer. How about the fact of do you have like the free will to just start liking like a certain food? If you don't like a food,
Well,
can you just will
that's
yourself to like it?
physiological. That's like a physiological thing. That's not really something you have control of.
Exactly. So
Also,
there's no free will involved in it.
the reason why I mentioned the killing part is what
No,
if there was no
that's-
such thing
That's
as
not your
jail?
will. That's like a fucking physical reaction. Say, oh, that's gross. That's like smelling something bad. That's something you don't like, and it's like a part of your anatomy. You know what I mean? It's not
mean,
really
yeah,
will
but
based, like mentally.
I mean, it kind of is. Kind of is
How?
mental.
If it's physically disgusting, how is it mental? That's like when you eat a fucking bad food that's evolved to make you not like it because it's poisonous to you, like fucking peppers, for example. That's just something that's physical. It's something like your body does.
I
What about you,
mean,
Connor?
but that's predetermined to be that way. Like you didn't have a say in it.
Okay, but you have the free will to eat it, even if you don't like it.
I mean,
Well,
most of everything you're just born into. It's kind of
Whenever,
just that simple.
yeah, it really depends on what you're born into whenever it comes to free. Because, like, what if our society was built around murder? Turns out, whenever you kill someone, you get a little bit of an upgrade, like fucking Fortnite.
An upgrade.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm just saying, a different world. You get to steal their loot, and guess what? You get a whole bunch of money, and people are okay with that. But I'm saying, like,
I don't know. I don't think everything's predetermined, actually. I think there's certain things you can do to get up in life.
I don't think everything's predetermined.
Like, for example, you broke boy. You can do shit to get money.
Who left
Like,
a
what is that?
syringe
Is that
over here?
predetermined? Oh, I did. That's mine. I don't know why I didn't pick it up. Is it in the try shop? Is it by that?
Yeah, it's up there. I marked it.
I think I wanted to
too
print crit
focused.
and not I wanted to print crit without getting rid of the attack speed.
I mean, I would almost agree with Smannon that there's some free will, but a lot of it isn't.
It's
I
just,
think everything is
yeah.
you have free will on everything, every aspect. How about that?
Every aspect?
every aspect.
I don't see an aspect where you don't have free will.
I mean, it's like you could do something, but like you're not gonna do it. It's the illusion of free will.
It's no illusion. That's you physically. That's something that you know the consequences of, and you don't want to take those consequences. That's your will to not take that
Alright,
risk.
the free will would be right now is saying like, alright, I'm gonna be an astronaut within the next 4 years. Guess what? I didn't do
Yeah.
too good in high school. Oh, guess what? You just can't do that. Can't do that, period.
Dude, free will is not. It's not become anything you want. Free will is the ability to. It's like your willingness to become an astronaut. That's not meaning you will become it.
Yeah, but
Well-
You
right
have the will
now,
to do
if I
so.
tried as hard as I could, right now, I probably could not because of just my past failures. But free will, I imagine, would be like, okay, even though I fucked up in the past, I learned from my mistakes. I could do better in the future, and then I could actually be that. But no, it's like, oh, I see you done pretty bad academically as you was younger, so I don't think you'd fit this role. It's like, I don't think that's really free will. It's the illusion of you getting good grades and you getting perfect A's on everything, and then you have a chance of being that.
But in the end, it's still free will, Smandon. Like, you chose not to do good. You know what I mean?
I guess
it was your
I guess
will.
But
you're
did you
right.
though? Did you?
To do
Because
this
some
and
stuff you
But-
could just literally not be able to do. Like,
Yeah, you
Okay.
was literally just ignorant.
how about
to-
the NBA? If you're 5'2" and a midget, you're not going to the NBA. Sorry,
I mean,
it's just not possible.
Just shut
Okay,
the fuck up.
What about a literal
Fuck up.
midget, a literal dwarf?
There's no.
It's like 4 foot tall.
Pretty Muggsy Bogues.
Yeah, okay, I didn't think
Yeah.
of Muggsy Bogues, but I'm saying like a literal, like, dwarf. Like a literal midget. 4 foot tall. You can't go to the NBA, it's not possible. Doesn't matter how much will you have.
That's not free will. Free will is like a mental thing. It's like you're not being controlled mentally. You know what I mean? It's
I
like
mean, yeah.
it's not like autonomous. I'd say that is
I
if
think
you're acting autonomously.
some of it
I don't
is,
think
though.
that's free.
Okay.
Oh my
So
god,
we-
that is a lot of.
I'll just.
We all get two.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all get to.
This is too much quail for me. I don't like it.
I think we disagree on the fundamentals here.
Fundamentally,
Of
free
will.
will is a mental thing. It's not a capacity to do whatever you want.
It
I mean,
depends on what your definition of free will is, I guess.
Also, there's a fact that your
Don't go yet. I need to
brain
print some crit.
your brain acts before you actually think of it. Like your brain does something before you fully think of it. It's like 2 seconds before or something. So there's really just not free will.
See, that's
That's just
so, what do
a
you mean?
scientific fact.
That means you're an NPC, bro. That means you're an NPC, bro.
I mean,
I think most of what I do is out of free will. Like,
you act. I don't
Yeah,
know what
but-
the exact thing is, but it's something like
Yeah,
you
it's
act 2
completely
seconds before
free
you
will.
even know. It's something like that. I can't remember.
And I'm thinking you have.
okay, but that's just your
complete
body
free
doing
will.
things out of habit.
Yeah,
I
but
think you form
2
habit out of
seconds
just
and
free
then
will. You can like, okay, I want to form this habit. Like, okay, that's your habit that you did out of your own. Like, you
I
chose
mean-
to develop that habit.
My habit is to kill people. Okay, how am I gonna develop that? Oh, you
Okay,
don't.
no,
You
no.
just
Kill
kill one
people.
person
You can kill
immediately
people.
gets
That's
sent
your
to
free
jail.
will, man. That's your free will.
I mean, Dahmer did develop that habit.
Well, I mean, Dahmer also didn't end well, now did he?
we have free will in
Black guy killed him.
everything that matters, okay? And anything that actually matters.
So you're saying we don't have free will on some stuff? At least.
I think we have free will on most things.
Some
so we
stuff
have
is just
limited
happens,
things.
kind of.
Give me an example of
Second
something
nature.
we don't have free will over. Alright, are y'all ready, by the way? Wait, I need to print
Yeah.
more crit.
Oh shit.
Equal. If something
Connor,
we
you
don't
need to print
have
some
free will.
crit, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about crit. I need to print that. I don't have it.
One
over
crit
here.
blast, Connor, is 10% chance of critical chance. So if you get 9 of them, and you have to get 2 green items to get full crit, but you can get every single shot is full
Yo,
crit.
why is Bitcon's legs effed up? Look at him.
Ah, it's the captain.
Oh
it's
my
the captain
God.
thing. It always
Okay.
happens with captain.
Let's go back to this here.
Oh god.
We probably
Connor
should have
hasn't
played on
said a
launch team
word.
with Connor.
Connor's just completely blinking out during
Oh,
all this
Connor,
conversation.
come on, man. You gotta add to it. Weigh in here.
I think I'm good.
Weigh in on
Mhm.
free will, Connor.
Don't care about it.
Do you think you have free will, Connor?
You know, this is gonna sound real stupid to me. Don't really know what free will means.
That's not
Define
stupid.
free
That's
will.
Ability to make
fair.
your own decision. It's a weird concept. It is
Yeah.
kind of
I feel like some of the time I don't have free will.
Yeah.
like in what aspect?
Sometimes it feels like
Sometimes
Stuff
I
just
feel like I
happens.
really
Sometimes
want
it
to
feels like, yeah,
do that,
I don't
girl.
have, I
No.
don't have the choice to make. Can't make my own choice.
you can't control everything.
If it
It's
chooses
not
it.
possible.
Okay, how about this? The free will is the choice to
Do something.
make decisions.
Make decisions.
Make decisions. Okay.
Not,
It
not.
is
Well,
not the
alright,
choice.
so-
It
You
is
can't
not,
we're
just
not talking
decide to
control
go to
any outcome.
Harvard. You can't just decide to go to Harvard.
You can decide to
can't.
pursue a Harvard. That's free will. It's also Harvard's free will to deny you. So if you see, you can't have free will. You see what I
So
mean?
there you go.
Everyone has
so-
free will. Therefore, some people will be restricted. That's just how it works.
So there isn't no free will just because
There is
there's
free will
multiple
because
people.
This is
Free will
this
is
is
a-
a paradox almost. Really.
It's because of humans themselves would be a paradox. I mean,
So-
humans are so complex. The discussion goes out of our mind.
Yeah.
Alright, we have free will is the ability to make your own decisions. How about that? We can all make our own decisions here.
Yeah, but that's too simple. That's way too simple
I
for
think we need to
something like
keep it simple,
free
or else it
will.
will
can't
get
just-
convoluted.
You can't just decide to fly. It's impossible. You just can't.
But you still have free will. Free will is the. It's like the. It's hard for me to put this to words. I'm too
Yeah,
low IQ to
exactly,
put it into
because
words.
it's-
can't just
But
put it
someone
into
smarter than me
simple
can
terms.
put it into words. Okay, you cannot decide to fly. Okay, because it's impossible for you to fly.
Exactly. Because you don't have free will.
Dude, free will does not mean you have the infinite abilities in the world.
Well,
It's
yeah,
called
that's
being
true.
God.
If free will at that point would be like, yeah, you have the will to seek out to be able to fly.
That's what I'm saying. You
You-
have some free will, but you don't have full free will.
Okay, Craig, how about this? You have free will. You want to fly? The Wright brothers, they had free will, so they learned how to fly a fucking
Exactly.
plane.
I mean,
That's-
flying without a plane, just flying straight up, just flying
Okay,
Okay,
like a
then
you're
your
bird,
guy
Dude.
developed a jetpack.
flying like a
Okay,
bird
then-
with just flying off, with nothing attached, just you.
Does anybody want a Lost Series lens?
Okay, then what about the will of the universe? The will to say, hey, this dude shouldn't be able to fly. That's how the laws of physics are.
What the fuck? There's another crit printer.
Oh my
Wow.
god, we are so lucky. This might be a god run, even with 4 people.
Maybe.
Yeah, which is pretty hard to do.
We also spent way too much time
Right.
on the first stage.
We
Alright.
did. We got lost in discussion.
We should move on from free will. This is just hit a
Oh, we
brick
need
wall.
we need a consensus. We have free will to make decisions. We do not have the free will to
I
control.
don't think
outcomes.
we have free will to make all decisions.
You can.
Some
Free
decisions
will-
are not up to you.
Yeah, some decisions can.
Okay,
Yeah.
but then that's someone else's free will. Okay, you see what I mean?
Hmm.
Yeah, I get your point.
You have the free will to pursue things that do not affect other people.
Yeah, but the
who have
moment
free
someone
will.
restricts you, wouldn't that
How about that?
technically not be free will?
Some people can take away your free will.
No, some people can exercise their own free will, which may
take away
interfere
yours.
with what they want. That's not your free.
Okay, but there could be somebody else that restricts their free will.
Okay,
It's like saying,
then it's
saying
just over and
you're
over.
in the
It's a
black
paradox.
neighborhood.
that
Saying-
means we
Oh
all have
god,
free
Black
will.
Neighborhood. This is a good
Alright,
one,
dude.
but let's go.
Will. What we need to define will. What is willingness? Someone
will.
look that up on Oxford.
Oxford. Jamie, look that up, Jamie.
Jamie.
Jamie. Jamie, look up Oxford.
Look up the Oxford Dictionary definition of will. Of
Will.
willingness. Will of
Willingness.
will. Okay, will.
Willingness, the quality or state of being prepared to do something.
Okay, will. That
So,
sounds too.
being ready to do something.
prepared. Yeah, so can you get ready to do anything basically?
I can get
It's,
ready to fly. Doesn't mean I'll
willingness.
do it. Doesn't mean I'll physically be able to.
Oh yeah, and I could get ready to be like Hitler, but I mean I'm going to be.
Alright, let's just do the consensus, alright? Let's just do the consensus and move on to the next thing.
Did we find what the definition of will was?
The definition of
Holy
will.
shit! Lost Year's lens with crit
yeah,
printer.
yeah. Yeah.
I
I'll see if you
say
want it. As Railgunner, I don't.
I say that there's some free will and then there's some things that are just not in your control. That's my consensus.
Okay. I say in order to have free will, you were going to be restricted on some things because some people have free will too.
So
It
you say
is
there
a
is
paradox.
there's full
It
free
kind
will.
of is a
But
paradox
You could just say
because
there's a mutual agreement somewhere, but there isn't somehow.
okay, it's a paradox. How about that?
It is. It's a
There you go.
paradox.
In order
It
for some
really
people
is.
to have free
It's
will,
because the humans
some
made it a
people will be-
paradox. Because we can agree and
Understand it.
disagree on the same exact thing. Like some people would say no to something, and some people would say yes to something. There you go. If there's two answers to something, that's technically a paradox. Because there's no answer if there's two answers
Who started it?
that are
I did.
opposite. I don't know, but
That's
we
fine, we
need
can
to.
do
Where's
whatever.
the crit parental?
it's over
It
in
is-
that corner.
Yeah, over there.
Yeah. So the consensus is for you, Brandon. There is full
If-
free will.
It's free will, and with that comes the restrictions on your end.
There's another Clay Dune Strider, by the way.
Okay, and for you, Smandon.
I'd say for the most part you do, but true free will, I don't think you do. But for the simple part, yes. For the complicated part, no.
We'll do whatever you want within the laws of physics. That is free
Yeah.
will.
Okay. I can get behind you.
Yeah, there you go.
Because if the multiverse theory is true, there is a possible outcome for every single thing.
Yeah,
Even an
yeah.
autistic guy becoming an astronaut, a
Hmm.
dwarf becoming an NBA player.
Okay.
Well, I feel like
There's my
a high
answer.
functioning autistic guy would definitely become an astronaut. I mean,
Well, Einstein.
yeah. Oh, wait, he was autistic?
People say he was.
Huh. I mean, it would sort of
Autistic
make
people
sense.
can be smart. Actually.
Yeah, yeah. Whenever it comes to high functioning autism.
Yeah, but he was
That's
probably only
pretty
smart at
good.
like math, and he was a stupid ass. and everything
Yeah,
else.
yeah, but yeah, he was apparently failed one of his classes like horribly. Except for he is where he is now.
Whoa.
Oh my god. I'll take
Oh
the
my
honor.
god, I'm busting.
ATG with Railgunner is.
Well, I like that. I like that discussion. That was a good one.
Alright.
It was.
What to
Didn't
talk
really get to
about
a
now?
conclusion, but whatever.
Kind
Let
of.
Connor
I
go
mean,
with it.
Connor, come up with something.
Connor, come
Nah,
up with a
I'm good.
philosophical question. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
What about you, Smanny? You got it in your back pocket?
Not on the mind at the exact moment.
What about this being a simulation?